All right, so we're back here. I got Billy Wing up here with me from the Ironman, waiting to see what's going on here, watching the game. So we're going to do a little bit of play-by-play. Right now, we got Aftermath taking on Dynasty, and we actually went to an Ironman and Dynasty practice. We got a chance to talk to Alex Frazee about the beginning of the year. Let's check it out.
We've during the off season, a lot of the guys, they like to take a little break from paintball. Maybe play a little bit, but for the most part, go out and do what they like to do outside of paintball. Go snowboarding, go play golf, do whatever. So definitely helps because you get that drive back again, like that taste for blood. So it's you get out here and you play the first game and you're like, yeah, I was stoked just to play a little bit. Win or lose, you shoot somebody, you get that rush for the first time again, or that competitiveness, because on the other side of the field are some guys that are can knuckle up with you. They're also some of the best in the world, so it definitely feels good to get back in the grind.
And grind you guys did. So how was that practice?
That was a real good practice. We beat each other up all weekend long. It prepared probably both teams really well for the event.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that we got about 45 seconds before the start of this next point, or for the start of the first point. A lot of teams don't have that. Talking to some of the guys on the other teams that either where winners hit them hard, or they have an indoor, or they can only scrimmage each other. You guys have kind of different options of teams to play.
Yeah, we're real lucky in that sense that we got a lot of big teams that are fairly localized that we can, between Aftermath, Dynasty, Infamous, ourselves, there's a lot of good teams that we can practice and scrimmage against. So there's other teams that are isolated off in the middle of nowhere that don't
frozen
have
tundra.
They don't have top level teams to pound against.
Yeah, and just like you said, you guys, I don't know, it sharpens you up, man, because when it's just, and it's super important, especially when you're getting ready for the season. And we're about to watch the first point here, and then Dynasty needed that, man, because they came out and they didn't have a really good event. As we're watching Angel Fergoza getting shot off the break, and Aftermath immediately sending a player up to the center. That's Rainey.
Well, you got Todd right there in the center Dorito too.
Oh, look at Dynasty just losing a ton of bodies off the break. They lose Angel. They lose Frazee, and it's just Ryan Greenspan and Todd Martinez. And then Todd is about to get mowed down by Wake. So Wake able to get to the 50 snake, and now he's going to tear up Greenspan trying to get out to the corner.
That's the point.
Wow, fast point by Aftermath. I don't think Alex Goldman realizes that everybody's dead. So, incredibly quick point by Aftermath. So, Billy, talk to us about Aftermath a little bit. I mean, you've been around those guys for a long time. Really young team.
Yeah, they're a young team. A lot of drive, a lot of passion on that team. A lot of, I don't want to say hotheads, but I mean, they got some intensity on that team that's hard to match. And
it's like a double-edged sword, though, because, on one hand, it's like, yeah, that's why they play paintball so well. That's why they're passionate about the game, and they're willing to sacrifice to do this. But on the other hand, when you're young, sometimes it's hard to harness that energy.
It is, and you can see sometimes where the frustration, if the game's not going really good for them, or if things aren't going right, it gets to them, and they get frustrated, and they're not thinking straight, and they push too hard, they try too hard, and to be honest, when we play them, we kind of hope for that, we kind of look for that, we try to. We'd rather just either have it be a really tough game and grind them down, because we don't think mentally they'll last quite as long, because they don't quite have that experience.
Yeah, and actually Marcelo was up here earlier, and he was trying to because basically like that team needs to have. I mean, they do have some guys that are kind of leaders. We've got about a minute left to go here. Is that leaders emerge naturally.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can try to put somebody in that position, but that's not how it works. People follow the natural charismatic people that aren't, complete douchebags. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be a good guy. Well, you have to be a good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have, because there's some people that are super charismatic, but just rub you the wrong way. So but on that team, like I like a lot of those guys. A lot of them are really young and still kind of like coming into their own. They're all amazing players, but it's like I'm wondering who's going to be the dominant personalities that emerge to be those natural leaders on that team.
Yeah, I think you see that in Bobby.
Yeah,
I think,
for sure.
I think you see that in Steven Pitts and Rainey a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think those three right there are definitely kind of natural leaders and more vocal than some of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So. Where are we at here?
All right.
2 seconds.
Just a couple seconds here. Start of this point. Let's see if Aftermath can duplicate the same thing they did on that last point. Dynasty needs to make it out alive. Not able to do it on that Dorito side as Justin Swartz gets shot trying to get to that back corner. And Yosh Rao gliding in. Oh, Johnny Perchick getting shot out of those fingers.
Aftermath just got a penalty.
Let's see. Is that a major or minor? I didn't see the flag.
It was a yellow flag.
Okay.
A minor.
So minor penalty in case you just tuned in. 1 minute minor penalties. They come off the board. If you lose the point, stay on if you win. We saw a pretty crazy point with Yosh and a penalty yesterday.
Oh, yeah, he saved a point for Dynasty coming out of the box.
Yeah, and then he also lost a point, though, for him when he was, like, walking in the flag. And because the penalties go by so quick now, you know?
Yeah.
And see Angel Fergoza here in the snake and backed up by Davey Williamson. So it's just Yosh over there on. And Yosh has been such a straight shooter for them this event. It's really helped them stay in this match or stay in this tournament because they were on the brink of elimination if they didn't win big against the Hurricanes yesterday. But as Oliver said, you know, the paintball gods love Dynasty for some reason. They just love them.
Dynasty just picked off Wake from Aftermath there.
So now Fergoza is clocking in over here on the snake side of the field, advancing past the 50-yard line. He's backed up by Davey Williamson. So it looks like it's just Rainey and let's see who's hiding in that Dorito over there. Oh, and now Goldman comes out of the box. So just like that, they get their third body left, and they had an advantage. Dynasty had an advantage, and now it's all evened up at 3 apiece. Oh, but look at that. I don't know what Goldman was thinking.
Traded with Davey.
Oh, there you go. So it's 2 on 2. And Rainey makes a move into Snake 1, and he's going to try to get run down by so Angel
Goes down to
Fergoza.
1-on-1.
Angel Fergoza trades out with Rainey, so it's a 1-on-1 with Yosh Rao, and I think that's Marcelo.
No, that might be Pitts.
Is that Stephen Pitts? Yeah, it might be Pitts. I don't know. Marcelo's got a little thicker, so he's got a different body style than he used to have when he was playing with you guys.
Yeah, Marcelo's really been committed to the gym and getting conditioned for paintball, that's for sure.
So we see Yosh Rao gunned up right now. And a hush goes over the entire tournament. Everyone's like,
Sometimes these are the hardest one-on-ones when you end up getting matched up in the exact same bunker.
yeah. And then whoever tries to get out, if somebody can get out, you get an advantage. But man, getting out is tough.
Yeah.
And then and another thing that sucks is that let's say you play a long point and then you end up in that one-on-one. You end up in that one-on-one and you don't have any paint left. Hey, that always sucks too.
Absolutely. I think Yosh is grabbing for his harness. He's checking. I think he's out of paint.
He just loaded a full pod though,
Yeah.
so he's got at least 140 paintballs in there. I don't know what Pitts is looking at.
He's got to be pretty low too.
If that is,
He's got at least one pod on his back.
I think that is Pitts. Oh, so Pitts losing the one-on-one to Yosh Rao. Just like you said, they're in that same bunker. He tried to get a little sneaky and back off and just try to do a little duck into the back corner. But Yosh picked it up right away and got a shot on him. So awesome job by Yosh Rao. Yosh Rao's pretty good at winning those one-on-ones, though, man.
He's got the patience. He's got the patience to just kind of wait and let the other guy make a mistake.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the penalty board, and Alex Goldman – this is just in from our stat guys. Alex Goldman is leading the pack with 3 minor penalties already in this event. I don't know if he's definitely leading Aftermath. The other penalties, let's see. There's Zach Wake's got a major and a minor, so he's trying to get all across the board on everything.
Do you have just Aftermath or the whole league's there?
Right now we just have Aftermath and Dynasty.
We'd probably be up there pretty close at the top two.
You even got a major penalty. Was it this event?
I got a minor. It was
minor.
It was the first penalty of the entire season. So I came in first at something.
So it's all tied up right now, 1-1. That was a pretty decently long point because of that one-on-one. Nice job again by Yosh Rao. 16 left on the clock, and Aftermath has, I feel, been pretty impressive looking this tournament so far, coming in their first event of the year. What do you think?
They're strong. I think this is a perfect example of the smaller rosters helping a team out by consolidating the talent and forcing them to play their better players all the time. Yeah,
I totally agree. And we were talking about this, is that, and when I had Oliver up here, like Oliver's real big on, okay, if a spot's open, that team should be moving into that, or actively body language-wise looking for that move, and we're not necessarily seeing that out of every single team. Some teams playing a little bit more slow, methodical. Now, that not to say that that's not working for them,
No.
But as far as like looking like sharks feeding on blood, you guys, Dynasty when they're playing well, Tampa had looked like that a little bit, and Ole's when they play well too. But, you know, like Tampa was playing a little bit slower out there, and it ended up getting them. So we're about to watch the start of this next point here. So let's see. The breakout's been crucial too, as, you know, whoever's getting out alive.
Aftermath dropped 2.
So there we go.
But it's up to 3. It's down to 3 on 3.
Yeah,
right
and
off.
Dynasty losing Greenspan and Martinez and Goldman, and looks like Marcelo dying out of that back center, and they lose Bobby, Goldman, and Marcelo at the same time. But there now looks like Pitt's getting up there in the center and just mowing Frazee down. Frazee didn't know that he was in the X, but he gets shot. He gets shot in his feet too. So here comes Davey Williamson having a game on that Dorito side of the field. So it's 1-on-2 right now. Johnny Perchick and Davey Williamson alive, and it's just Rainey and Snake 1. Rainey's been playing great too, man.
Yeah, definitely. Rainey's been kind of an understated player for a long time. He kind of comes and goes out of the league. You know, he's been doing school and a lot of other stuff that he's been working on.
So Davey finally able to get that crossfield shot as Rainey trying to get wide on Johnny and tried to get there fast enough to get out of the way of Davey's stream and get it blocked off. But, you know, they doing a little do-si-do. Davey was aggressive up that Dorito side, able to get that angle on Rainey.
And that was Steven. That was Rainey's about his only move is to try to get around behind and just take it down to a one-on-one there. He had to he had to try to turn the field real quick on him.
So we got some kills coming in. Todd Martinez 1, Yosh Rouse got 2, Angel Fergoza 3, and then on a little bit more even on Aftermath side, you got Alex Goldman with 2, Zach Wake with 2, Rainey with 2. And that's another thing we've been seeing too. Like, there's 2 different ways a team can win. You either have a couple guys step up and go real big, and then they're kind of carrying the team a little bit while everyone just kind of is like doing their little bits and parts. And then you have the team performance when everyone's pitching in with kill here, kill there, that sort of thing. Yeah,
I personally think that the team performance that's where you're going to get your consistency. That's where you're going to get your
tournament wins.
Your tournament wins, because, you know, if you have only one guy doing the damage, a good team that's good at scouting is going to pick that up. They're going to tear that kid down and not let him play. And now that's your only weapon, and that's been taken away from you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to have a team that can perform across the board. You know, and that's what, you know, one player will get you so far, and every once in a while that one player you can ride his back and get, you know, he'll take you to the finals and get you that win. But, you know, it's not too often anymore. You know, the sport's progressed enough with the scouting and as advanced as we are with just scouting the other teams and stuff, that you don't get away with that too often anymore. Yeah, that's very true. And that is a good point, though, because, you know, if you are good at scouting and you pick up that, oh, hey, man, like when last year when Brian Smith was kind of emerging, and you're looking at Tampa and you're like, oh my God, the Smith kid is killing everybody over there. Not that, you know, they didn't have great guys on the other team too, as we got about 5 seconds before we start this point, but it just makes it easier for your job as a team if you're like, all we have to do is shut these 2 dudes down, you know? Absolutely.
So it continues to be a bloodbath off the break as looks like Fergoza, people not really able to get wide as efficiently as they were in the, in the prelims. But, you know, that's to be expected. This is Sunday. We've got the top 6 teams here. So the guys that have been training hard and are on their snapshots and they're holding their lanes down.
2 down for Dynasty. Aftermath has been really aggressive up the middle. The last point, they went straight to the X. This point, they're up in the middle again, right off the break. Really being aggressive up the middle, trying to chop up Dynasty as they go to get wide. So far, it's been working good. They've taken the snake side away from them completely on this match here.
And now they're coming up on that Dorito side of the field, and I think that was Robbie Pertinelli getting out there and getting a rep. He's coming off the bench for him, but he gets shot trying to get up on that Dorito side of the field. And then Marcelo backs up behind him and feasts on, looks like Todd.
Wake's going strong here in the snake. They got it down to just 2 Dynasty. Oh, just shot another one. 1 Dynasty left in the
back corner. Yeah, so, and then he's just trying to do whatever he can do. Oh. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty because he got shot out in the open.
Clearly
and then,
got shot out in the open.
we saw the paint spray off him. What he needs to do is run into the, instead of sitting there and arguing, why would he not just run in?
Looks like Dynasty's going to start with 4 because he didn't get in the box in time.
And you could see Ryan kind of like giving an earful to the refs, but if he could see from our perspective, then he would be like yelling at LJ right now.
Yeah, and that was good. That was good heads up by Bobby on Aftermath to pick up that he wasn't getting in the box, and he hustled over there and got the flag hung real quick to take advantage of that.
You can see right there, Swartz pretty angry. But I mean, that was kind of like, I mean, I don't, maybe he didn't feel that hit. That doesn't make any sense though, because you could definitely see the spray come off when he was out there in the open trying to make something happen. And we're obviously, I mean, all of us were like, oh well, he's out there trying to make something happen, even though there's 4 guns on him. But then then we see him pop back out into that spot and just get obliterated. And it's
and in a situation like that, when you're out in the open and you're dancing and you're trying to be John Wayne or whatever, you really gotta keep your eyes open at the refs, because the refs are going to be signaling at you, and you may not feel something, you may not feel a harness or the hopper hit.
Yeah.
But when there's 3 refs huddled around you, that you can kind of keep an eye out for that, so you don't draw that penalty by mistake.
And that's that. And LJ's been around long enough he should know those. I mean, if that was like a guy who was first year in the league or second year in the league, and he didn't kind of have that that ability to kind of understand when you hear the ref saying, hey, LJ, you're hit, when you're out there trying to wheel and deal. So it just sucks for Dynasty now, because now they have to start down a body.
Yeah.
And they're down a point.
And in a tight game like that.
Wait. It's tied up right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with still tons of time, I mean, this is what I expected out of this. I didn't really think that, I mean, if I had to pick one of these teams, I really couldn't even go. I mean, I guess you could say, just based on the way, well, you could argue it both ways. You could say that Aftermath looked better in the prelims, but then you could say, well, historically, when Dynasty comes off like a 7-1 win, barely scraping in, that means that they're going to have a good Sunday,
Yeah, Dynasty's good at doing their homework and making the adjustments and coming out stronger, each day at the events.
Yeah.
But this is a grudge match. These two teams practice each other. They pretty much play at the same field.
Yeah, and it's we actually it's cool to see Johnny Perchick back on the team too. We actually got a chance to sit down with Johnny. I don't know if we
looks like somebody took a timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, so we do. We have a little interview with Johnny Perchick. Let's check it out.
Yeah, leaving the Ironman was rough. It's I understand, but I guess it's just one of those things. The rosters got cut down. Yeah, leaving the Ironman was rough. It's I understand, but I guess it's just one of those things. The rosters got cut down. I'm coming from Northern California. They got to fly me in. It's kind of an easy to let me go, as hard as that is for me to say, I guess, but that was one of the best years I've ever had in paintball. It was awesome. I made some of my best friends that I'll have for the rest of my life. Every one of those guys is I just became such close friends with those guys. I mean, and we won a world championship. You can't really ask more than that, except for the fact that, the friendship that I made was awesome. And Dye is a great company. I could never say anything bad about that team.
So you're looking at Johnny Perchick right now, back in the blue Dynasty jersey after playing with the Ironman last year. So Billy, talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, it just sucks with the rosters and the way everything is. I mean, it's not like he played bad for you guys. He played great, but there's nothing you can do, really. I mean,
it was tough. I mean, at the end of the last season, we had a full starting line, and you just got to drop people, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's like you said, as we see the breakout right here, is it's all evened up. But Dynasty has to start down a body, and they lose David Williamson and Yo Stroud trying to fill out there. Every single guy on your roster last year would have been a starter on any other team in the entire league.
Yeah, and it comes down to really tough decisions, and the way things are, finances really were the deciding factor in a lot of the decisions we had to make.
And they see there Johnny actually getting shot out of that back center. Nothing really he could do, as just a swarm of Aftermath players coming down that Dorito side of the field. Marcelo running into the backfield and polishing off Angel Fergoza. So that minor penalty is going to come off the board for Dynasty. And I'll tell you what, the first 2 games, off the break shooting has been the factor. Really.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're just watching both teams just struggling. Now, I'd say that's part 1, is off the break shooting is a factor, but some points both teams will lose guys off the break, and then it's just like we talked about, the team that's making those moves. And another thing too is we're watching on Sunday, you really shouldn't be getting shot out of your bunker too much.
Not out of your bunker, no. And it's off the break is key, and I think you're seeing that pretty much every team, every point gets at least 1 kill off the break. And at that point, there's some lane somewhere that's open, that's been dropped because you lose a guy that quick, and it's a matter of which team recognizes it and makes that secondary bump the quickest, and then takes advantage of it. and holds the other team back just that little bit longer.
Yeah. But this is Sunday, baby. This is when
That's
I mean,
right.
if you're gonna, this is fractions of a second sometimes, as far as like, those windows of opportunity, and that's why, when you're up here watching. Of course, it's easy to watch when you're 30 feet in the air and you got a great view of the field and you can see every single lane. And it's completely
Absolutely.
different when you're in your bunker getting shot at by, everybody. But honestly, if you want to win out here, I mean, that's what you got to do.
That's the difference of champions, right there.
Absolutely.
Having that field awareness and that presence of mind to, so and so died. You get the relay call from your back guy, and you know what the bump is. It's pre-scripted in your head what to do and when to do it.
What are you guys doing as far as like calling plays and coaching? Like, who's doing? Are you guys doing that kind of? Do you have a set plays or groups, or how? Because now that Shane's not around, I know you got Steve out there helping you guys.
Steve's helping a lot. Steve's keeping a good eye on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it's off the cuff.
I like that. That suits your guys' style, though, I think.
Yeah, we'll have like a kind of a rough breakout, a good initial breakout, and after that it just becomes a lot of freestyle. We don't really have anything scripted off the breakout or past the breakout most of the time.
So Alex Frazee having a tough day over here on the snake side of the field. He hasn't really had much of an impact. And we see Johnny Perchick and Tom Martinez. Now Tom Martinez making a move up to that center Dorito, and just complete destruction of Aftermath on that Dorito side of the field. Let's see what Todd can do with that. Look at that. Weight dying over here. So Tom Martinez is feasting, and here comes Davey Williamson. He's going to drop the hammer on Rainey. Let's see if they trade out.
And they do.
They do. So good job by Davey Williamson to kind of sense what needs to be done. And, that's another thing, too, that's kind of a difference. Like, when you get those, those veteran dudes that have been around for a long time really love to drop the hammer, I've noticed,
Yeah, the older guys.
I don't know why. I mean, I'm not saying that, the young guys don't either, but they will be a little bit more. Sometimes they'll be in their bunker and be like, oh, well, I don't want to make a mistake, so I'm not going to but some guys, I'm always watching you or Davey or, Ollie, just want to just go and get that last guy out real bad.
For me, and it could be a lot for the same, they're older guys that we don't get to get up all the way up in the front anymore, and we don't get to have that fun. So when there's an opportunity, when things kind of slow down, there's that last one or two guys, and we can cut through the middle and get to have that fun, and
and you're remembering the first 7 years of your career.
Yeah, throw out a little flash again, that we don't get to do much anymore. It's definitely fun. It's definitely you kind of jump at the chance.
People don't know, but I mean, Billy Wing used to be just this little missile running around for the Ironman back in the day, just bunkering the hell out of people in the woods.
Yeah, you gotta earn it. You gotta earn the respect and the talent, that level of field awareness to be able to get moved back to where you have more options and more freedom on the field.
It's interesting, it's true, but that comes with experience, because
absolutely.
After a while, I mean, and there's a fine line too, because some guys get moved back too soon, or they want to be moved back before their time, and it's like, no, man, you're best up there doing damage. You haven't quite developed the field presence to be in the back and making insert bumps,
And there's times where there's guys that are up front doing the damage that are good enough to be pulled back, but that particular team has guys in those positions that are good and solid, and you're not ready to let them go and move somebody back, or you don't have a replacement guy to go up front yet.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work with what you got, and everyone's got to be a selfless team player and do what they can do best for that team that they're on at that particular time.
That's a good point. But it's also, like you said, just to kind of co-sign on what you're saying, though, is that, you got to be able to play everywhere, too. It's not you are not necessarily the guy that goes up in the front to the snake off the break all the time, but you can play anywhere. And that's now it's really developed into that,
Absolutely.
So, but you don't go there in the right away, because you always have your guys Johnny and Davey are going to be starting off in the back a lot and then doing what Johnny just did. So now Johnny's running up here through the fingers, making a move.
Steven Pitts there made a big, risky move going all the way up to across the midpoint of the field of their temple, trying to get a couple cross shots. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off at all. He got clipped and didn't take a single body with him.
So now Alex Frazee able to get into snake one, and he's going to try to shoot that back corner player on the Dorito side of the field. And Dynasty looking like they got some good field position here finally.
Good field position, up one body. They got the snake pretty well effectively shut down. I think that's Johnny there. Another body dropped.
Here comes Alex Frazee running across. Looks like he's trying to get a shot on Bobby Aviles. So Bobby tapping out of that back corner. Ryan Greenspan getting up there. I think that was, I don't know who got that kill. I think maybe it's Alex. As Johnny Perchick runs that flag in to take the lead. So Wow, hell of a game.
Yeah, 1 point game. That's what should be expected at this point in the tournament.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about. I mean, that's what we're going to see out of these guys. And again, like we could go both ways. We could say, okay, well, Aftermath really stepping up their game is here at the tournament, getting into the top 6 with their talent level. Like, Marcelo was up here and he's like, oh yeah, top 6, man. I'm it's pretty cool. I'm just like, dude, are you serious? Like, I mean, look at your, like, if I was the owner of your team and you guys weren't making top 6 every event, I'd be angry.
Yeah.
So, but Dynasty, they just, especially now, and we were, talking to Alex about the type of team that he has, it's just like full of crafty veterans, I mean, it's like,
absolutely.
The most boot guy on that team is LJ, and he's been around forever, and he's probably one of their more damaged guys, even though not really having a good game so far here.
Yeah, and you can by watching this game, you can kind of see the difference in style between the teams, where it's a close match, and Aftermath throws in a big risky play off the break, and where Dynasty is still just consistent, relatively conservative breakouts, where they're relying on their players, they're relying on their talent, their guns, and they're not looking for some big crazy move to break that point open.
Yeah, absolutely. And see Todd Martinez. Todd Martinez had a good event so far.
Absolutely, he's shined this event. He's done really well. He's had a lot of success coming up to that center Dorito and coming up kind of through the midpoint of the field, and he's definitely shined on the team from this event.
He's been doing real good of getting those counter punch points in, where it's like something goes down and then there's Todd shooting 3 guys,
Yeah. He's been shoring up well. Like him and Yosh have been really shoring things up well.
Yeah, patchwork.
Exactly.
All right, 5 seconds. You see the breakout here, Dynasty's breakout. Let's see if they can try to press their advantage here. They're up 1 point. And Aftermath able to get out clean. And Dynasty able to get out clean as well, too, even though they have 2 in that back center. So a little bit more of a spread field from Aftermath as here comes Tom Martinez.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Tom Martinez stepping up, gets Rainey out of the finger. So now with an advantage here for Dynasty, 1 body advantage. And you see, we're just talking about Tom Martinez, man, been playing real solid.
Dynasty's patient. They didn't take wide ground on the Snake side, but a little bit of patience, and Alex gets out wide. Evens up the spread on the field.
There goes Bobby Avilas, Big Phil out behind Wake. Wake trying to get crossfield shots. I don't know if Davey and Ryan know he's in there yet, because
they don't have a gun on Wake yet to kind of,
because there goes Ryan
him.
Greenspan into D1. Into the Dorito 1, and so I think they're trying to figure. Oh, look at that, Davey getting shot. But I don't know.
Big move by Alex all the way up to the 50 Snake from the corner.
So it's just him over here, and there goes Johnny Perchick out there trying to. And it looks like
Bobby's
having some gun problems or something. Oh, look at that, Marcelo dying out of that back bunker. That's not good when you're seeing Marcelo die out of his bunker, and Alex Goldman dies out of his bunker as well. So here comes Alex Frazee going to trade out with Wake, and Bobby having some gun problems. And so we got Johnny Pertek and Todd Martinez left alive. So now Dynasty 1 point away from taking this victory. Or I'm sorry, 2 points away. So Johnny Perchick getting checked out right there. Johnny's got his barrel in his hand.
Must have broke a little paint
there.
there.
Yeah, broke a little paint.
But yeah, you can tell with Dynasty, when it's a tight game, they kind of slow their game up a little bit. They have that patience and they have that experience not to get antsy, not to try to rush the point. They have the experience to take the time to wait for the opportunity to get wide, and then wait for the opportunity to get a second guy wide for the support player, and you see how Johnny and Alex coming down that Snake side work beautifully together. And of course it helps when Aftermath has bad luck and Bobby's gun's not working. But
hey, the paintball god's coming to play, man.
Absolutely, better lucky than good sometimes.
Yeah, that saying is older than the paintball itself.
Absolutely.
So, as we got about a minute left to play, so what's keeping you out here, Billy? I mean, you're we got a replay over here. Just keep that in your head real quick as we check this replay out. All right, so you're looking at Alex Frazee there, gets a shot cross field. And he's basically, look at his head on a swivel. You see that head on a swivel?
Yep.
And then he's blocked out right here, and he's just going to come out and trade because he realizes, because his head's on a swivel, and he knows all I have to do is just trade out with Wake, and we're good because we got 2 guys left to make it 2-on-1. We're solid. Yeah. And then not only that, but Bobby has to come up to try to shoot Alex, and that's why Alex went out wide, not only to ensure that he got the shot, but then Bobby has to shoot at him too.
It's great field awareness. He knew the body counts on both sides. He knew it was a good sacrifice trade. You know, it leaves it 3-on-1. It was a great move.
All right, so we got 10 seconds, and no, there's a timeout called. So yeah, Billy. I mean, because Billy Wing has been, you've been on. You were the player that's played the longest for the same team.
I believe that's the statistic I hold.
What is this? It's
this will be my
12th, 13th?
My 13th season.
Yeah, because you started in 97. So yeah, that's impressive, man.
Yeah.
What's keeping you around? I mean, you can still play the game at the level, so you're still stunning out there.
I think it's just a bad habit at this point. It's just a bad habit. I'm stuck in a. You know, it's not a rut anymore. It's a trench. It's as deep as a trench at this point. You know, I'm just competitive by nature. I love the sport. I love the guys on the team. You know, everyone that I've gotten to know through the years in the sport. You know, just kind of everything. Every part of it just keeps me around. And you know, I'm lucky enough to still be able to compete at the top level. You know, I have a tremendous love for the team, for the Ironman as well, which you know that inspires me right there. You know, I do everything I can to make the team as successful as possible, and you know make it what it is, or you know help to make it what it is.
Yeah, and it's a tough time right now too. So I'm glad you're doing that because you know it's one of the most storied franchises. You could argue the most storied franchise. You know, so it's good to see that you know the Ironmen are now back at the top of the game and have been there now for a couple years. So
yeah, I kind of take a lot of pride in just taking the highs, but riding out the lows more importantly. You know, and showing the loyalty, and especially to Dave and Di and RPS. You know, who've supported us. You know, just about since as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
You know, all those guys have, and it's. You know, I just want to repay that loyalty. You know, I'm not someone who's gonna just jump ship and. You know, have my hand out and looking over the fence for the greener grass and all that. So, you know, I feel very fortunate and lucky to have gotten what I've gotten over the years. So
it's been a good ride, man.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, good ride. One of the better ones ever, I'd say. All right, so 2-point spread right now. Dynasty with the lead, trying to jam that coffin nail home. Oh, and a penalty on Goldman.
Wow,
I think that's his 4th penalty. Fourth minor.
That looked like a little bit of a broken play because they ended up aftermath. They ended up with 2 guys in the same bunker off the break. Made a little miscommunication off the break.
You know, and that's that composure we were talking about earlier. You know, I mean, as far as like being a younger team and trying to have that composure on Sunday. Yeah. Oh, look at that, LJ just continuing to struggle over there on that Dorito side of the field. Oh, and Alex Frazee dying out of his bunker too. So
I think it's a 2-on-2 at this point. Maybe?
Yeah, I think we got Ryan Greenspan over there on the Dorito side of the field, and there's 2. So actually, Dynasty's in a better spot right now because they have the field spread.
Absolutely.
But that being said, it's still going to be tough to dig out Rainey and Wake, who have pretty good spots. And then I don't even know what Ryan was even thinking.
I think
there.
Ryan.
Oh wow, brings it to a 1-on-1.
1-on-1 snake on snake.
Yeah, it's 1-on-1, but the clock is going to if it goes long enough, Alex is going to be able to get out of that. So Angel's going to have to try to either set himself up to be able to shoot the box and then keep it a 1-on-1 or win this 1-on-1 quickly. I think he's going to know the situation.
Well, the penalty isn't up on the board, so Angel may not pick up on that.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no one can read him the time on when he's coming out. And you look out, Goldman. There, here he comes.
Yeah, and
he's getting the radio.
So he knows. No, he doesn't know. I'd be pretty angry about that, but he doesn't even know. Still. Oh, he's breaking a lot of paint too.
Yeah.
Well, now it's a 1-point match. Looked like a terrible beginning, and that just goes down to Ryan Greenspan making a mistake there.
Yeah, a mistake on the body count probably.
So. Yeah, I mean, he just made a mistake on the body count. It happens, but unfortunately, that's like the worst time because, you put that point on the board instead of this being a 1-point game. Now you're 1 point away from a victory, and it's a 3-point game, and that's the name. Looks like Wake might have a hit. That would be interesting. You can just look at it on the wake. Is like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I just beat Angel, and now I have a hit on my gun.
Oh, they're calling somebody over. Getting a second opinion, looks like, maybe. Yeah,
You can see the close
it must
up.
be small.
Yeah, I can't see anything. You see anything on there?
No, I haven't seen anything yet. They're checking him for spray.
And they're taking the gun. Oh, yeah, it looks like a penalty. You can see the frustration, man. I mean, I'd be frustrated too. It's just so tough out there, you know. It's a very chaotic. The nature of paintball is a very chaotic sport. Yeah, we got a little zebra convention over there trying to figure out what is going on. Is that a regulator? Is that the new? Oh, is this 09 stuff right here?
Yeah.
Damn. No, they're doing a good job out there. It's really hard, you know. I mean, I think, honestly, paintball's the hardest sport to judge, to officiate ever.
Absolutely. You know, there's not too many other sports that operate in such a real-time environment. You know, you can't stop a play. You can't assess a penalty on yardage or pull a player, you know, like in hockey and, you know, continue during the point and stuff. You know, it's tough.
No, it is. It's tough. I mean, there's not one ball. There's thousands of balls. Everyone is, you know, running around in the dirt trying to, you know, it's totally chaotic. So the fact that there were even to have the level of organization and, you know, control over that aspect of the game is kind of impressive. So
no, absolutely.
It's evolved a lot, too, over the years from, like, us reffing each other, you know, back in the day.
Definitely.
So, Dynasty, this is going to be – so now if that is a penalty – then it's going to be a moot point. So
yeah, so it's still a 2-point match.
All right, so we got technical timeout right now. A little scoreboard issue. So looking at the confirmed kills here, Martinez leading Dynasty right now with 6. Davey Williamson's got 4. You know, it's really interesting to see Justin because, you know, he's not really having the event. I mean, he's got 12 confirmed kills for the entire event, and that's really low for him. You know, I mean, he's somebody that could get 12 in a game if he's on his game, you know?
True.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going on, and that's kind of interesting to see. But then you're looking at, because, you know, you got Angel with 22, Todd with 20, Davey with 13, Ryan Greenspan 17. You know, people are up there, you know, and it's kind of interesting to see because Justin – for the past 2 years, I would say would be one of the guys that was basically one of their more fundamental killing players.
He's definitely been one of their bigger weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it could just be the layout of this field.
True.
Where on the Dorito side, a lot of teams are getting stuck in that can, or they get to the first big Dorito, and you really can't, you know, really can't open up the whole field. You don't have a whole lot of free shots until you get ready to, like, the 50 Dorito. Mm-hmm. And that's tough to get to. Yeah. You know, you've seen a lot all weekend long. Guys release from the first big Dorito and they try to get to the 50 Dorito and they get clipped. You know, and it's kind of deceiving on everyone. Feels like it's real easy to make that bump, but you know everyone's getting clipped and it's really slowing that side of the field down. Yeah, well, it looked like they did give them that point. So it's a 1-point match right now. Anybody's game is score 5-4. You can see there on your screen. I like that. Wow, great match. Keep the drama high. This is 2 good matches. Who would you rather play? Wow. You know, we played both of them. You know, I think I'd almost want to play Dynasty because they're a little more consistent and I don't want to say predictable, but you know what you're getting out of them. You generally don't have to deal with the crazy plays. Not even a lot of intangibles. Yeah. But in the same breath, after a match like this, and with Aftermath, you know, their heads might not be quite as straight as they would like. True. All right, so here the breakout. Let's see if these guys can get out wide. It looks like Fergoza gets into Snake One off the break. That's a pretty gutsy call on Dynasty's part, sending Angel all the way to the Snake One off the break. Oh, but then Angel immediately comes around into a paintball, so that's a huge mental error by Angel Fergoza to die out of that bunker after making that big move. You see the referees zooming in on Wake. Oh, it's another penalty on Aftermath. Oh, my goodness. That's just, I mean, that's like the exact opposite of what you want to be happening over there. Oh, look at that. Justin Swartz. Dynasty spreading the field pretty good. Now Johnny Perchick. Oh, looks like Johnny. Did Johnny get another kill? No. You can hear him yelling. He feels like he got a shot on Rainey.
No, it looks like he bounced him. So now Johnny bumping out to the back corner. And there goes now Justin Schwartz getting up there. Davey Williamson sliding in. Did he make it? Back corner. I think that's Marcelo over there. Almost got a shot on Davey, but he was able to make it in clean.
Yeah, so that's 2 on 4 right now. This is big. They got to try to grind that point out. But LJ's in a great spot right now. Well, now Johnny too. So when that penalty player comes out, they're going to chop him up probably when he's trying to get into that back
15 seconds.
center.
Let's see if they have the composure to pick up on that with 12 seconds left to go.
Yeah, LJ's just waiting for it.
Yeah, he is. He's got to get gunned up. 5 seconds. Oh, he's looking right at the penalty. And as soon as one goes, now he's gunned up. Oh, yeah, blows him away immediately. And then Rainey knows that he's got to get going and do something because he's looking at 4 bodies right now. Not necessarily get going and do something, but get out of that back corner.
Yeah.
Because he can at least hide in the snake.
Yeah,
From that back corner is going to get real small.
He's got to get an offensive posture going here.
Yeah, for sure. So Dynasty they're playing this slow because they know if they need to win this point for sure, and they've been throwing some bodies away. So Davey trying to beg for that pack shot.
The one thing you'll see here with Dynasty is they're going to move real slow, and part of that's just because of the personnel they have on the field right now. You got Davey, Johnny, Yosh, and LJ. 3 of the 4 players left on the field are predominantly back players. They're not the big weapons, they're not the big knife blades that come down fast and hard.
Yeah, tense moments. You can see they just kind of gunned up right now. Davey's, I don't know, who has the ball right now? I'd say maybe Yosh and Davey have the ball. Maybe Johnny needs to get up into this 50.
I think Davey's got a good position to come up right into the big temple and big can.
Yeah. But he's just got to be careful not to get caught by Rainey trying to come up and shoot that angle.
Yeah, Rainey doesn't have a lot of freedom with LJ just keeping him under control from across the field. You see that freedom Davey has right there, where he's able to stand up and look inside.
Yeah.
It looks like Davey maybe have some paint or
motor
issues.
I think he might be out of paint or. Yeah, he's checking his pack, and
like
here comes Rainey.
Right, yeah, Rainey.
Davey, get your gun up, bro. There he goes. Wow, Rainey almost had that move. It's just so tough because let's say no one's here and no one's in the stands and there's no coaches. There's a decent chance that Rainey might have pulled that move off. You know what I'm saying?
To be honest with you, I think Rainey, if there were no coaches, Rainey probably could have come down, taken down Johnny and Davey.
Yeah.
No one was really looking this far downfield.
Wow, so big point by Dynasty. It's like we say, win the close ones,
No, that was a big important point right there.
All right, so let's say you're the coach of Aftermath right now. You're Wake.
Okay.
You're Dan Wake. What do you say? What line would you run? Where would you put him go?
What line would I run? I'd probably Marcelo, Rainey, Pitts, Wake. I think the 5th player would be a kind of a toss-up. You could go Goldman, but Goldman's been hurting you.
Goldman's been hurting, yeah.
He's been pushing it and trying a little too hard, I think.
Yeah.
But I think you gotta have to just go with an even spread. Don't do something crazy. Stick with the basics that have been working all tournament for you. You can't get wild. You can't just think some big crazy play is gonna to pull it off for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and it's fundamentals too, and it's like also it doesn't really. I mean, it does matter what play you run, but it really comes down to. And we said this yesterday, and you'll probably hear me say it forever, but it really comes down to individuals. It does come down. I mean, yeah, the play is big, but once you guys get out, it's who's gonna do what with what they're given.
Yeah, and at this point, it's the guys that have the most composure left. Those are the guys that you want on the field, especially for Aftermath. Because you don't want the panic, you don't want the guys that are trying too hard, pushing it too fast. The guys that are playing the same pace game when things are going good as when they're going bad. Those are guys you want on the field.
Yeah.
The guys that don't get ruffled and panic.
Absolutely. All right, so we're going to find out here in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Let's see, that's Marcelo. You're looking at Marcelo Margot. See, they got Rainey. Definitely, Rainey's been playing great. Wake. Pitts. And I think they got a mouse out there. Yep. Let's see the breakout. Big breakout. Let's see. Oh, Todd takes one off the break. Trying to get to that stand-up can. And Marcelo able to immediately get up in that Dorito, and he's going to shoot Johnny Perchick.
Two down.
Yeah, this is going to be a bad point for Dynasty, especially if Alex is dead too. So Alex is just, it's not really looking good for Dynasty unless they can get a quick kill. They're checking Rainey's pack. He's clean. Yeah, this is not going to be good for Dynasty here.
Yeah, looks like an aftermath point.
And still though, they're down 2 and they have to get 3 to win.
1, yeah.
But this is gonna help them out a lot right here as Marcelo gets blasted in the back by Rainey. Don't steal my glory.
Yeah. Rainey's got quite a bit of paint on him, but it looks like pretty much all rubbed though.
Yeah, they're checking it out. We're getting a little close view right now. Yeah, it's tough too because I mean, if you're playing, look at him. He's breathing hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing he's been running pretty much every point. And we're looking at points played on the Aftermath squad, and by far, actually, the most points played is Marcelo. Marcelo's played 35 points, and Alex Goldman's played 31. And Rainey's played 26, and Stephen Pitts has played 28. So you can kind of see, I mean, obviously, Danny Park and Robbie Pertinelli only played 5 points for Robbie and 9 points for Danny Park. So they're pretty much running with 6 guys.
Yeah, and they hold those other guys to give the real horses a little breather here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's how you do it. We're all playing with the big boys.
Mm-hmm.
This is a top level sport right here, and you play your starters.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not a rotation. This isn't Little League. You don't worry about everyone getting games in.
Well, little Johnny didn't get to play his 3 innings.
Yeah, 3 innings and over in right field. So you gotta run with what works.
How are you guys kind of running your lines? Or not your lines, but your starting 5, and then kind of like who goes in and out.
We run who's playing hot, and same thing. We'll run our good guys or our starters, which I feel like we're kind of splitting hairs on who's our starters.
Oh,
and who's
of
our
course,
secondaries.
and it's tough when I ask that question because some people are like, well, we're all kind of starters, and I'm thinking like, yeah, but okay, to me, the first 5 you put out there, that's your starters. I mean, now necessarily that could be any one of your 8, obviously.
Here we go. This could be the last.
All right,
point.
here we go. This could be the last point. Let's see. It's probably going to come down to the break. There's a good chance. And Dynasty able to keep 5 alive, but they doubled that back center up. And then here goes Angel Forgo's able to get into Snake 1, and Alex Frazier live behind him, so better field position. Oh, look at Lorraine. And let's see if Wade can get into the little.
Good fill out.
Yeah,
good fill
no,
out.
he gets shot too. So now doubled up in Snake 1, Dynasty, and then
Dynasty
desperation.
Lost 1 player on the Dorito side. Lost to LJ.
Desperation move. Yeah, LJ's just struggling over there. Desperation move by Stephen Pitts. And here comes Angel Forgoza getting up in the 50 Snake. Wow, look at this though.
3 on 2 now. 3 on 2 now.
Yeah, it's 3 on 2. They're destroying Dynasty's side of the field. So they got to be careful.
Pretty good spread actually for a 3 on 2.
Let's see if Ryan Greenspan can stay alive over. That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Greenspan is the only player left alive on Dynasty's Dorito side of the field. I mean, he's only looking at one opponent though.
Yeah.
Can't see who it is. We're kind of blocked out from this particular position. But Aftermath in a must-win point here, facing elimination. The winner of this game is going to play the Ironman.
Ryan's making moves.
And Alex falls back a little bit.
That was a good move by Alex. You don't want to get 2 guys stuck in the snake like that. But this is smart by Dynasty. They're not trying to drop the hammer. They don't want to get caught making a mistake and moving too fast. They're going to wait it out. They know time's on their side.
Small bites.
Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be one of those kind of methodical points for Dynasty where if they're going to take, like we just said, small bites. So you see Ryan over there, like Ryan wants to move, but he's got to be real careful. And another thing too, paint comes down into an issue.
Paint and time.
Paint and time, because I'm looking at Angel definitely has a pod on his back, maybe 2. Yeah. He has 2 pods on his back, and I don't think Rainey has any more paint, or Pitts. I think Pitts has loaded his last pod.
Yeah, there should be a mandatory rule in the league that the players can actually look different from each other. Because they all look so similar anymore, I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, it's the bane of my existence, my friend. It's all about the head wraps, dude.
Yeah.
All about the head wraps. And then honestly, though, the problem is that a lot of guys now have the same head wraps, too. So you just got to kind of like memorize their body language.
Yeah. You really start reading them off their shoulders.
You can hear the pit screaming.
Yeah, Pitts is getting a little.
Wow, that was a pretty ballsy move by Pitts.
Yeah. But, you know, there's only a minute and a half left on the clock. They have to score. Aftermath would have to score this point and score another one, or at least try to take it to overtime.
Yeah. What a match, though, man.
Yeah.
Wow, this is two evenly matched teams throwing down here on Sunday's competition here at the Phoenix Open.
Yeah.
The winner of this team waiting to play Billy Wing's team here, the Ironman.
Yeah, unfortunately, Aftermath is going to have to try to win this point if they want to have a chance at winning the match. They're just in bad position to do it.
I respect Pitts' body language right now because he's really confident, you know? Like he's trying to win this, though. I mean, he's making moves. He's gunfighting. He did actually have another pod, so.
Yeah, he's absolutely playing to win.
He knows that. Yeah, now it's down at 50 seconds. This is smart. Dynasty's done an efficient job now. If I'm Angel, though, I don't necessarily. Oh, he got him finally. Yeah. So that's going to do it. Nice job, Angel Fregosa, consummate pro. And then as soon as it happens, Alex Goldman trying to drop the hammer because, 3-on-1, he doesn't stand a chance. So he's got to, make it so that they might have a chance to score 2 points. But honestly, that's probably not going to happen.
No.
Well, it doesn't even matter. It's a match. It's the 7 anyway. The format change,
Yeah, goofy.
So that's going to do it. Nice job by Dynasty taking down San Diego Aftermath. I'm stoked to have Billy Wing up here to help do some commentary for that game. So, yeah, congratulations to Dynasty, and nice job by Angel Fregosa there. As, Swartz was struggling on the other side for him, and, and they were kind of shutting down Alex a little bit too. So,
Yeah, that's where you see that team, the whole team producing, not just one player.
Absolutely. And, just kind of looking at the kills, it was Ryan Greenspan, Tom Martinez has had some big games. Davey had a pretty big game. And Alex Frazee did too. So, I mean, it's just tough because when you're playing a team of Aftermath's caliber, it's going to be a bloodbath, man. I mean, this is kind of what we predicted. It was going to be that 1 to 2 point match. So
yeah. And, anytime Aftermath, Dynasty, or ourselves, any of those three teams match up, it's going to be fast, quick points. We all play that really run and gun, style of game, and actually, I think it's more exciting. It's more fun just to be involved in it, not let alone watch. So
absolutely. All right, so we are watching Aftermath spill out, just totally dejected. You can tell, just doing that kind of 1,000-yard stair walk, oh, God, we lost.
Yeah.
So next up, we have Excessive taking on the Vipers. That's going to be coming at you in just a few moments, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.